Monday night is fashion night, and we are your fashion police.
And we're all dressed in black.
We're all just, well, it's not unusual for me, but
Me neither,
yeah.
but it is for our lovely lady.
I
It's
never see
actually
her
a
in black.
dark gray. But
Is it?
close enough? Yeah, it's dark gray.
Camera.
Yeah, I know. It's been giving me all kinds of trouble, I guess.
Did you get a haircut?
Yes, I did.
It's super sassy.
Thank you. That's what I was
Look
going
at
for.
that. It is. It's super sassy.
Thank
I
you.
love the shorter cut on a pretty girl. I just think that everybody, I'm a big,
Take a look.
not an advocate for that wet dog look. And look at her. She's got her hair done.
Thank
it's pretty
you.
and silky.
How many inches did you take off?
Probably like 4.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's also styled, so it's kind of flipped, so it looks shorter than it is.
I love the flip. It's very
Thank you.
Betty Draper.
Thank
Birdie.
you. It will grow really, really fast, so I just thought I'd have a fresh look for the season.
Just going to do wristwatch check here for everybody. There's the Old Gate Royal Oak chronograph. That's what I'm wearing today.
Pretty.
Keeping it shiny, keeping it sparkly. Dirk
Goes
on-
with the Vegas theme.
Shiny and sparkly.
shiny
Rolex
and sparkly
Milgauss.
all around. There she is. It will never focus. We've given up hope. It doesn't matter. Just
Wonder
don't
why it
bump it
doesn't
off the
do that.
microphone.
No, I'm nowhere near the microphone. I know it just looks like that.
Nice. Looking good. And what have you got on, Michaela?
I'm wearing the same as last week. The
Beautiful.
Seiko.
We love it.
I've got some Seiko recommendations for you if you're getting into Seiko.
All right.
Yep. The Alpinist is
I'll
one you
hear
should
them.
take a look at. Yeah.
The Alpinist
Mhm.
is
Like-
a great video.
The Alpinist is it's like 39. It's still a man's size watch, but it's not super big.
Mhm.
And it's kind of works for both men and women. You should check them out, and there's lots of different variations. Tonight we're going to look at the F1 Grand Prix event in Vegas.
Yes.
From last week. That started out a little bit hairy because some pothole or something, some pothole cover came loose and created a bit of a disaster. And apparently the turnout wasn't amazing either. There were like empty $6,000 seats, lots of them. Great to see everyone in the room. Patricia's in the room. Andy Dufresne.
Patricia,
Yes, the
Andy
Sarb 017 is a great Alpinist. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of RMs tonight, Dan. You are right. RMs and Daytonas and things. Yeah, everybody. Well, the Daytona is very fitting, and so are the RMs. So I suppose it makes sense.
Is RM considered a racer's watch?
Sports in general.
Yeah.
Anything to do with, vibration and impact and so on. American Legends watches. Michaela sporting new hair color, it seems.
Just the cut, but thank you. Kind of changes how it looks.
It changes the whole
Just
thing.
a little bit. Yeah. We're a lot of tennis players are wearing the Richard Milles as well, right?
Yeah, well, ever since
That's right.
Rafa,
Yeah.
he made it popular.
So I was just preparing a couple of tabs here before you guys came on. We'll start with one of. Now I'm not a super expert on all of this stuff. So all of you guys who are aficionados, bear with me. Apparently the star of the day is this guy, Max Verstappen, who's kind of leading, and he's famous. He's the Michael Schumacher of today, I guess. Max Verstappen, and he's a big tag guy. So he was seen with his Monaco on. Let me make sure I have the right tabs open here. Sorry, guys, just trying to do a million things at the same time. So yeah, he had. I think he had a Monaco. Let me see, Max Verstappen. He had a Monaco like open face.
Like a skeletonized W?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just very cool.
Is that a new entry in the Tag Heuer?
I'm actually not sure.
I know,
Of course, when I look up Monaco, Yeah, I mean, we're not looking at a lot of tag, are we?
No, and they
Yeah,
make
it's
great
this-
watches. They do. They make great watches. It's just,
Oh, they
it's
do,
just they're like
absolutely.
Breitling. They just can't get up that extra rung. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's I'm sure the wrong thing here. One
I know
second,
I've
guys.
been really much
Whole
snootier
window.
than usual because now I'm all Rolexed out. So I've been a
Yeah,
dick.
you're being a dick now about this.
You've been put on a pedestal.
Totally. In a way, it's almost like you want to apologize for it because it's so beautiful and glittery and ridiculous. You're like,
How are we feeling about the Monaco?
I don't like that version.
Me neither. Oh no, I don't like it at all.
No?
No, it's just too gummy. And I mean,
It's kind of like Gumball Machine.
that's what it looks
Feel.
like. Yeah, it looks like some kind of children's, like Lego. It looks like a Lego watch.
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
I get it. I get the sporty thing. I remember when you were going on about the Richard Mille. I think it was a tennis player was wearing. Dirk and I were like, it's so bad. And you're like, don't you get it though? It's sporty. And the more I thought about that, I kind of opened up to the idea of it. But in this case, I just can't feel that way. I just don't like how it looks.
Yeah, I mean, I can. When I talk about Richard Mille, I always say that they look like
Pez.
Pez, like a Pez dispenser,
Yeah.
because there's just so much plastic. That's beautiful.
That's a nice one, isn't it?
That's gorgeous. Wow.
Well, he had apparently James Hess was saying that it's Red Bull are sponsoring, so Red Bull had chosen this particular watch.
Oh.
So maybe that explains, as you see, with the blue and the red and the gray.
Yeah,
This
okay,
might
I
be
get
more
that.
his. I think he has Carreras as well, if I'm not mistaken. This is really nice. I'd wear that.
That's beautiful.
That's much
Isn't it
better.
funny how the configuration on a watch can change? So I mean, this is the same exact watch, same watch head and everything, but just the configuration just changes the entire aesthetic completely.
The one looks like it's made with biodynamic thermoplastic. This one looks like you're
Might be
going
carbon
to an
graphite.
event. That looks, if James
Yeah.
Bond decided to wear that, I'd be like, oh, that looks great.
Yeah, I mean, even the strap or the bracelet on a watch can completely change
Sure.
the feel of it. And that's the kind of little details I nitpick about when I look at it because I'm coming more from that stylistic standpoint. So I think this looks much better, but I think it is more than just, it's the entirety of it. It just looks
There's
better.
another Monaco there in black, probably graphite or something. Another nice one. I like all the Monacos, but yeah, I suppose this is the least. Also looks a little cheap. Am I
It looks
wrong?
cheap. It looks like it's made out of the MoonSwatch material. Looks like
Right.
Jupiter plastic.
Yeah.
It also looks a little bit like a robot face.
Yeah. Look at these.
Yeah,
it's always
that's a good one.
stunning. It's clearly this is their color profile here. So that explains why they chose that watch. I'm always shocked like how fast they change these tires and how they refuel these things. It's just
miraculous.
Yeah, it's
I
mesmerizing.
mean, it's like a second, you know?
You think, oh no, he's going to go in the pit stop. He's going to lose his place. They're in there. But everybody has to do it at some point. So
Yeah.
it does even out. It's all about your team.
Unbelievable.
The racing is exciting.
Well, I did that documentary on Sterling Moss there last year, and that was a different kind of thing, much more dangerous. They have it down to a fine art at this point. And there's just so much money in it. It's amazing. So speaking of the MoonSwatch, one of these guys, this guy Yuki Tsunoda, he's wearing a very cheap watch, a $300 Pluto. Is that the Pluto? I think that's the Pluto.
I think that is Pluto, yeah.
The MoonSwatch, yeah. So this is how he was seen at the event here. Of course, finding a photo of him now is going to be fun for me, isn't it? Nope.
Is he a
with this pink top on. I don't know. I'm just not an expert on this stuff. It doesn't turn me on, this stuff, really a whole lot. But it is kind of cool to see the event. So he's matching his his MoonSwatch there
Yeah,
with his
that looks
pink
like a
top.
towel.
Yeah, that's a towel.
It's a towel.
But that's how you know that's an expensive shirt.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean,
even more than the watch.
probably.
That's
probably
like the
Miss
look of the
Tony or-
t-shirt. It's like just certain things, the cuff on the sleeve.
Is it terry cloth?
He keeps things pretty basic, this guy. Certainly from the watch. I mean, he could wear any watch, I assume. But he's gone for the MoonSwatch,
Look at that. Well,
which is
that's
just
interesting.
crazy. Hey,
Like-
it's light. It's light. It's quartz. So he doesn't have to worry about vibration or anything like that. You know, you can use MoonSwatch for sports as long as
Sure.
it doesn't involve water. You know?
Wait, it actually has the word swatch on the strap
Yeah.
or oh my
yeah.
gosh. I hate
It's a
that so
collaboration
much.
between because
That
Swatch
doesn't look
Group
good there. Sorry, go
owns
ahead.
Omega. Yeah, so
I don't
think
like
it's really
that
cute.
there, though.
It's really cute that Michaela is not aware of the biggest piece of news in the watch world in the past 10
Sorry.
years. This
Sorry.
is Omega and Swatch did a collaboration about 18 months ago,
Yes.
based on their famous watch, the MoonWatch, the Omega Speedmaster, making these little plastic colored versions of them, and there were lines down the streets
I
all
did
around
see
the
that.
world.
I
Okay.
saw lots of
This is one of
footage.
those.
I know what it is. I simply just didn't really take the time to really look at the pieces. And I just
they're
I
cool.
don't like,
They're really cool.
I don't
We all
like the
'em.
Swatch logo right there. I don't like it like that. But
Well,
the
when
dial
it's around
looks
your arm,
pretty
you don't
good.
see
I
it.
don't
You
know.
don't see it,
Maybe
yeah.
I'm crazy. The dial looks pretty good
Yeah,
to me.
it's Velcro.
Oh, what?
The strap is Velcro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a very accessible watch. So yeah, I saw video footage of people piling over each other in
Yes.
line. Yeah,
That's the
that
one.
was really crazy.
It's kind of funny for me because I have the opposite issue. I don't want Omega written on it because to me it's a Swatch watch.
Right.
Why is Omega on the strap and why is Omega bigger on the dial?
Because
than
they
Swatch?
made them do that.
Because they made them do that.
Because they own them and they're like, we're going to do a collaboration and you're just going to roll with it.
You see, I don't. Yeah, not into
Which is a
that.
shitty thing to do, but Omega wouldn't exist if it were not for Swatch Group because they were practically bankrupt.
That's true.
So you got to look at it this way. Like all these big companies like Richemont and all them, they came in and they saved these brands. They really did. You know,
They did.
Rolex was fine. Rolex was fine.
Yes, they came through it fine. Let's
Yeah.
move over to the fashion end of things then for a
That's-
minute. Seems we did a couple of
Oh,
these
boy.
F1 drivers. She's making news again, Rihanna.
She's back. She's back
back
with another Jacob
with-
and Co. disaster.
Yeah.
Precise. She's wearing this $400,000 custom Jacob and Co. Not on her neck this time,
Yeah.
but on her ankle.
Next time it's going to be a belt. Just wait.
Makes reading the time very, very interesting to watch.
Oh. And those Balenciaga tights, I just have to say, I hate those sock shoe situation. That looks so suffocating. It's all connected.
It looks cloven hoof to me. That's what it
It's
looks
not.
like. It
It's
looks like
not.
some form of satanic beast.
It is. It's definitely giving like satanic cult ritual, humiliation ritual. I don't know. It scares me a little.
What was she doing there?
She was just so long at the event because everyone was going. Brad Pitt went, Patrick Dempsey. There was all sorts of stars there.
Right, but those guys love to race cars. What does she love to do? She just loves fast cars.
Was her
Like to show up.
boyfriend there?
Oh.
ASAP Rocky? I don't know.
I don't know. I can imagine.
As soon as possible,
It
Rocky.
was there were a handful of celebrities that came, but it was surprisingly not that many. For the ones that did show up, it was kind of weird. Like Brad Pitt, Rihanna, and then like really no one else. I mean, Gordon Ramsay.
Where's he
that
been?
one guy that sang that one song.
That one guy that
Rod
sang that
Stewart
one
or
song.
One
something.
song, Rod Stewart.
Is that his name? Rod. Am I getting that right?
Rod
Yeah,
Stewart.
Rod Stewart.
He's
Yeah,
certainly
he's there.
he's that one guy that sang that one song.
Just Sir Rod Stewart.
I feel old. How about you?
I feel old too. My friend Lucy sings
I'm
backing
just
vocals
joking.
for him.
I mean,
I'm just joking.
Lucy
well, hey,
Waters. What do we think about the style other than that? There's a lot of boobs out this
she
year.
looks like a leather glad bag. Looks like
Yeah.
she's about to put the trash out.
Maybe one of those heavy duty like leaf garbage bags for the fall.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
The black ones that you get for fall.
And
Is that her
she's
fella?
kind of repping some of her old hair from back in the time when she was a little more relevant. Not that she's like, it's not that she's irrelevant in general. I have nothing negative to say about Rihanna. I just think that she's not in the spotlight the way she was, and she's stepping out. So it seems like
She's a
she's
businesswoman now.
Yeah, she's kind of pulling, and she's also a mother. She just had a second child.
Oh,
I think she's kind of pulling some inspiration from some of her most popular looks. Is what it looks like.
No.
With this hair. But I hate the Balenciaga.
Is that what
one
that
piece.
is? It's Balenciaga.
Yeah, the leggings, that go down to the toes, that close. I never like those. I think those look so uncomfortable and satanic. A little bit.
Yeah, it just looks like, like a cloven hoof. What were those goats, right?
And the watch around the ankle. I mean, do you have any feelings about that?
Well, listen, I think it's a clever way to add your diamonds, and she's a girl that loves to wear diamonds, so she's just looking for another. Is she also wearing a watch on her wrist, or is this was it?
Who knows? That jacket is so enormous on her. We'd never see her. We never see her.
She's hiding
wrist.
the baby weight, probably.
Probably. That's nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
No.
big,
Everybody's
man's
ashamed
jacket.
to be pregnant. Big deal, You had a baby. Everybody expects you to,
How do I feel about the watch down there? I mean, she's using watches as pure jewelry. I mean, does she even set the thing? Is there any point? There's no. It's just the watches. Look, listen, watches are tools. They're time-keeping devices, but they're also jewelry. Right. And you can swing from one side to the other very much so. We love the Speedmaster because it went to the moon and all that, and we've grown to love the aesthetic of it, but it was not designed that way to look good. It was designed that way to be good. And then we found the beauty in it. But quite often watches, especially over on the Cartier side of things and the dress watches from the sparkly watches from Rolex, they really go deep on the fashion end of it and almost leave the timekeeping behind a little bit. And Jacob and Co. definitely are one of those kind of brands. So she's really, utilizing this watch for something it could and easily be used for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like wearing an Omega Speedmaster MoonSwatch or Moonwatch around your fucking ankle. You know what I mean?
That would be something.
Imagine she had like a James Cameron deep sea Rolex around her ankles. That might actually be kind of cool.
It might be cool.
That would be really a ballsy fuck you statement. Whereas this is basically a diamond bracelet that happens to have a watch in one of its links. Right?
Yeah. It doesn't come across as a watch when you look at it. It just looks like diamonds.
Yeah. You have Kylie Minogue as well. She showed up on it too.
Kylie.
She's still around.
Oh.
She must be 55 at this point.
Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, easily. She's been around since forever at this point. But she was never that popular here. She had that one really, really, really big song here. And
the one that you couldn't get out of your head.
That's the one.
Was stuck in your head.
Very clever.
That's very, very clever. Yeah, that's the one.
Thank you.
That probably came out like the week you were born.
Maybe.
I bet it did.
Let's move back over to some F1 lads here. Oh, no, we'll do Patrick Dempsey first. He had a 62-63 Daytona on. Fucking legend. Looking dapper.
Good.
Yeah, it looks really good, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think he did a good job at not overdressing for an event like this. It's kind of more fun and but he didn't underdress like some people you'll see. Maybe we will look, maybe we won't, but they just wore sweatshirts. They didn't even try at all, but he looks really good. Very masculine.
He's a handsome devil.
He has
Continues to
really
be.
aged better than most. That's a fact. He really
Yeah.
looks fantastic.
This is
He
pretty much
looks-
the watch he was wearing, I believe. Or did he have a black dial? Oh, he had black dial, the reverse. Sorry. I'll go look for
It looks like the way he aged is from having a lot of good times. Like it looks like the wrinkles on his face are like turned up, like he smiled a lot, not like he's been very bitter. You know, when people age when they've had a hard life, you can really see it in the way their
Right.
face wrinkles.
Yes.
He looks like he's aged happily. I don't know if that's true, but
He's fucking wealthy and handsome. Come on. And famous.
He's wealthy and handsome. That's need you say more?
as
Yeah.
though people who are wealthy and handsome have never ended it. They have. People
They have. That's true.
That's true.
It means
What do we
nothing.
think of the watch? This is pretty much it.
beautiful.
I mean,
Well, he's normally seen with tags on, right? He usually wears those Carreras.
well, guess whose profile has been elevated. It's strictly that.
Yeah.
It's strictly he's got a elevated profile. The guy's the most handsome man in the world. Everybody he's having his second act in a very, very major way.
Is he in a show these days or what?
I don't think so. Is he?
No?
I don't think he's done anything.
Like
For a
usually
while.
when they pop back up on the scene, it's because there's a new show they're in, correct? Or they released a book about their
Right.
life. The life
Yeah.
story of my life.
It's always always has a ghost writer too.
Yeah.
Written
Brilliant
by
autobiography, yes. Gorgeous watch. I mean, sick, classic fucking grail watch for many.
that's a
About 80,
difficult-
90
Yeah.
grand if you're lucky enough to find one. Total grail. And he looks dapper and handsome. I like
He sure
the
does.
cash, no tie sweater under there. Was it cool in Vegas? Has it cooled off? I guess it must be. Thought it was always hot in Vegas.
It gets cool there at night. Very cool sometimes. I don't think it's parka weather, but I mean he's got the layered look on. He's got great teeth. He's tanned as hell. Probably plays golf. It's great
He is quite
coordination.
tanned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just got that great lower rugged face. He's got dimples, a great square jaw. He's really grown it. Like I think Clooney's a much more handsome older man than he was when he was young. He's a little googly back then.
Yeah.
Men, tend to, if you're handsome, you tend to be more handsome later on before you fall apart. He looks good there.
I agree,
Gotta
100%.
Moving over to Zlatan, the soccer player. He showed up with, let me see if I can find it. Do I have the photo of it? I'll get it for you. Oh, yeah. Well, he showed up with basically this. It's in white gold.
Oh, God. Is that a purple dial?
Yeah, I think he had either blue or purple. I'll have to double check, but I think it is. And but it's white gold. It's a fucking $250,000. I mean, if that was a black dial and steel, that would be the watch I have on my wrist right now.
Wow.
But it's the white gold version.
It's a serious watch.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of white gold. It's an integrated bracelet. It goes all the way around. There's no rubber.
Wow.
So it's quite a weight in that watch. Let's see if I can find
I love the shade of purple. It's beautiful.
That is a very beautiful shade of purple.
Yes, very indigo-esque.
Yeah. You guys chat amongst yourselves there while I'm doing this.
Yeah.
My God.
Is that your next piece, Dirk?
No, I'm not a big AP guy.
I know.
You know, like I've said, listen, I can appreciate it. I think it's the most beautiful bracelet in the universe. It's the silkiest. It's I can't get over how beautiful that bracelet is. Just the screws on watches. I don't like screws on watches. I don't like the Gerald Genta style watches. I know that's an unpopular thing to say, but
I see what
don't
you
like
mean.
the
Yeah.
big screws on them. I mean, you don't see it that much on this one. I never notice it on Oshin's watch. I never notice the screws on it because it's pretty. That thing looks ridiculous. That's very purple there. That I do not
It's a
like.
it's a bad photo of it.
That is photoshopped, and they've got the saturation up too.
Oh
high.
yeah, that's not good.
No,
I like that.
Watches change with the photo. It just
Yeah.
depends what photo you're getting. I mean, there it's not so great either. Watches always look very, very different. Oh, it comes with a strap as well. Look at the purple strap.
Oh wow, of
It's a
course.
lot. It's a lot of purple.
That's a lot of purple.
That's a lot of purple.
Actually, this watch is thicker than mine. Mine's got a slimmer profile because this is a newer reference. I prefer my reference. Meh. Anyway, yeah, sick ass watch. I mean, that's kind of a grail watch or a gold, a yellow, or rose gold equivalent of that would be sick. Moving
agree.
back on, let me see where my other links are here. It's a bloody mess. There are more F1 drivers. So this chap, his name is Carlos Sainz. Handsome devil.
It's amazing what straight guys think is handsome.
Is he not handsome? I don't
No.
know. He's not handsome.
No.
Well, I don't know. Like
You see the big pouty full lips, and you're picking out all the feminine. You're like AI. You're picking out all the hot
Oh, that's
feminine
funny.
traits.
That's a good point. Wow, I
Yeah.
never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Well, straight
I
fellas,
see
we're
beautiful.
we're clueless. You noticed Michaela's hair immediately. I didn't even.
Well,
I
that's
wouldn't have
my
noticed
job,
the
my
entire show. I wouldn't have noticed that. The straight dudes don't
It's so
notice that
funny.
shit.
Yeah, Eric didn't notice. But
Really?
the second Dirk sees me, he's like, "Oh, your hair." I love it. I can rely on you, Dirk.
You can. I think that's terrible. I mean, your woman is waiting for you to say, "Oh, darling, that your hair looks fantastic." Aren't they
I
waiting
know.
for that?
I know. I'm glad you pointed it out. But anyway, this chap is, I don't know, he's a bit of stubble and he's got big eyes, but I don't fucking know. I guess it's a good thing that I don't know. You tell me he's not good looking?
He's not bad looking.
It's not bad looking. It's just that he's not Patrick Dempsey, that's for sure.
Right.
He
Anyway,
looks kind of like a little baby face a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Even with the 5
quite
o'clock
young.
shadow, he's still
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
like a pouty little girl. That's what he looks
Right.
Yeah.
Are we going to discuss his watch?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
He's got a watch.
you can start.
He's got a RM6702. Now, the thing about I'll just point out a few things about the 67 series because they're actually the 6701 is actually a Richard Mille I wouldn't say no to, surprisingly enough, and I'll show you that in a minute. About the 67 series, they're not as thick. A lot of these Richard Milles, the RM11, etc., are big, chunky fuckers, and that's less impressive to me. This is quite slim. You see there on the wrist?
Yeah.
So it's slimmer than others. So I'm just going to throw that out there before you guys fillet this thing. Go ahead.
Okay, so it looks like we have a wood pattern going on combined with fabric on the strap and then what looks like a pile of bones in the center. I don't know how, it's just a lot. It's just bones. Like in Indiana Jones, like in a tomb, there's just bones. There's just too much going on. You know what? He matched the red. Good for him.
Just reduces $500,000 watch down to that or whatever the fuck it's worth, 200, 300 grand. One of the things that gets me on these particular ones is where the hell are the hands? Because there's some of the bones, the femurs lying around there in the Indiana Jones are they look like they could be hands. So you could glance at your watch and think it's 10 past 10 instead of 10 past 11 quite easily, right?
Yeah.
It's not practical.
To me, is not practical in any way.
And it's got a bit of the Italian flag in the center of the dial, so it looks also like a bit of a pizza box.
That's a great
true.
point.
I didn't even notice that. Oh my god!
It's like this is the Neapolitan edizione. Richard,
it's made from carbon.
Yeah, sure it is.
And red quartz. I mean, it's made out of amazing shit. There's no doubt.
It's quartz.
It's a quartz watch, but not in the way that you think. It weighs only 32 grams. You see, this is why these guys like this stuff. Apart from the flex of wearing a Richard Mille, it's just these are high durability. The movements on these watches are suspended in the middle of the with suspension system. So whatever happens outside the watch doesn't affect the movement. And that's why they can be used in high impact sports and so on. And they're also super, super light and comfortable. But I know we love to hate on Richard Mille. Let me see if I can find the one I like. Richard Mille, I think it was the 6701. Let's see if you guys hate this. I wouldn't say. Now, this is a bad photo. Again, photos can... You know why they take photos like this? They take them as bright as possible so you can see if there are any scratches. This is like an industry photo. Some gray market dealers actually use these, which I think is remiss because it turns you off the fucking watch. Like they killed all the lovely shininess.
The bling factor is all out of it. Yeah, it just looks
it's gone,
machined.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as designs go for Richard Mille, it's the least flashy. It's the most legible I've seen. It almost looks like it says PC Richards on the back.
That's terrible,
right?
Okay,
PC Richards is an
some
electronics
better
store in
photos.
New York. Ugh, that's something that the Borg wear.
You will be assimilated. Resistance is futon.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's not nearly as bad as the one we were just looking at.
That is just like a wagon wheel in the back. That's a terrible looking rotor. Look at that. Just looks like a wagon wheel. Looks like something. I mean, that looks better there. But if I was going to have a watch like that, I'd rather have a Frank Muller or
sure.
Than that, because it's just, I don't know, man. This is for a special kind of person. I mean, I'm worried. Are you falling for Richard Mille?
No.
I mean, should I worry?
No, don't worry. I don't have the fucking wallet for it anyway. It doesn't matter.
I know, but like things change, as we all know, and deals happen and trades happen, and say your AP goes through the roof like it did last year, and you decide to let it go, and somebody says, "Hey, I could get you a Richard Mille, like an RM, blah blah blah, and give it to you for a good price." Would you go for it for an investment value, or would you want to sport it for a while?
Well, one of the other chaps on the live streams, we know him as Boston Collector. He's on Tim's streams. He's a lovely guy, and he's a big collector, and he usually has the biggest pieces in the room. He tends to have those old. What do you mean?
He generally has the biggest pieces in the room.
So sorry, that went over my head. So he's got the fucking vintage Daytonas and shit like that in gold. Well, he just finally went RM, but he got a deal. He got one for, I shouldn't say, but less than you would think, a lot less than you would think a Richard Mille goes for. Because of funny circumstances, it was a discontinued one, and when it was in rotation in their catalog, it was less because the brand was worth less. Anyway, it's a long story. So he got into RM kind of on the lower end of things. It's a bit like buying an Oyster Perpetual as your first Rolex, or buying a 1990s Seamaster 300M as your first Omega. You're coming in on the kind of easier end where it doesn't fucking break the bank. You don't have to remortgage your house to get it. And he's gone up to that higher tier there. I mean, there's just RMs have that. This is another guy, Lando Morris, another driver. Any F1 fans in the room probably know everything about him. I don't know much. All I know is that he was wearing also an RM. Once again, same kind, but different color configuration, and all the pile of bones from Indiana Jones, but this time in orange, which makes it even more confusing to fucking read the watch. But these are his other watches, like 3 of his watches that you see him often wear. And if you ask me, go with the Pepsi or go with the AP,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, that's my AP there, only it's got a blue dial and it's just the latest iteration because they don't make the contrast subdials anymore. You see the way that all the subdials are in the same color. Whereas with mine, it's they're reversed, you see? They don't do that at the moment. They might bring it back. I assume you fucking hate this one too. There's another one. I mean, that's as bad as it gets.
This looks like something that Nikki Sixx would wear, or this just looks like, Vince Mille would wear that. It just looks like Steel Panther parody 80s metal tiger stripe.
It's like they came together and tried to figure out what was the absolute most busy they could possibly design that. Like there's so many different things to look at that
these are not attractive watches. They're just not. I know that they're space age technology and innovative and all those things, but who's this guy?
That's a lot better. That's a lot better.
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
The same guy.
Oh,
I mean, that's a pretty
Lando Norris.
That dial is
pretty
outrageous.
Really like
is that like what is that? Aquamarine or like a deep teal?
It's a deep teal, and it has grand tapisserie.
Jesus
so the APs come in different sizes of tapisserie, which is the waffle effect there. Yeah. And it's extremely difficult to make. They have this crazy big machine that spins to make it happen, and they have petite tapisserie, which you'll see on the ladies ones, the grand, which is this, and then the mega tapisserie on the offshores. This is the grand, it's the most popular one, and yeah, I mean, it's stunning. It's essentially what I have on the wrist here, but
it looks good.
There's slight differences. My subdial there, the seconds, is smaller than these. These are larger subdials than the seconds one, whereas this one, they're all exactly the same size. Also, my date window is slightly off center, whereas this one's perfectly centered between these two indices. It's a nice watch. I mean, this is an iconic fucking chronograph to wear, and it looks better on him than the Richard Mille.
It certainly does.
Yeah, I agree. He has a nice wrist and hand too. You can even see it in that photo.
Yeah,
looks
he
good
does.
on him.
Yeah, great hands, good forearm, muscular forearm. Yeah,
ugly casual style though.
And there he is.
Oh boy, he's going to Jimmy Buffett, right? The Jimmy Buffett show. But he's got
and that's the Pepsi. Yeah, really nice with the Jubilee bracelet. It's a classic. I was just saying to a friend the other day how young this watch is. It's a very young looking watch. I mean, over 45, you shouldn't be wearing a Pepsi, I don't think. It's too bright.
It's interesting.
Interesting. That's an interesting thing to say. Huh. You think so?
I also think Richard Mille's. I'm a bit ageist when it comes to watches. Yeah, I'm not when it comes to other things.
I'm just joking.
I just saw a meme the other day. Some girl on Instagram. She goes, "I like my men like I like my scotch, twice my age and from Ireland." I'm like, or I like my whiskey rather. Yeah. Twice my age and from Ireland. So I was like, yes, I fully support that.
The algorithm sent that to you. It's a message.
Yes. Yeah, the algorithm is like, there you go. Put a smile on his face for this evening.
What about an older one? Like I just
an older one totally, an older one completely. Then an older gentleman can wear an older Pepsi, but the new Pepsi, that bright looking Pepsi,
just for the young.
I would say under 40 years old.
Under 40. Yeah. I mean, who's rocking those now? Delaney wears a Coke, right? Rob Delaney wears a Coke, right? That's like a 70s Coke.
I don't know. What Rob Delaney wears.
He wears. I mean, on every episode of every show he was on, especially on Catastrophe, he had that Rolex on. He wears a little loosey goosey too. He's a giant man. He's like 6'5". He's enormous. I saw on Wristwatch Revival or one of those. I love to watch those shows where they take an old beat up watch or a barn find and they fix it. And this guy had a 6542, and it was in somebody's grandfather's drawer.
All right.
And it had never been serviced. And that might be the most beautiful GMT master I've ever seen in my life because the bezel is Bakelite.
Bakelite. Yeah, well, that was a different era. That's when they were Bakelite.
Yeah.
That was quite popular.
Yeah.
This
and
is
radium.
this might be the same. This is Revolution Watch. Shout out to that chap, whatever his name is. I can't remember his name right now. Waco. This is the same watch as we were looking at earlier, the Monaco, but that looks nicer in that photo.
Better. It's a better photograph. But still it's I don't know. It looks like Legos. Looks like you get it at the KB hobby store. That's better too. I mean, I didn't know they come in so many. Oh, look, what is he? Oh, he's got. He's wearing one there. Look at that.
He's wearing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of coat is that? What color is that?
That's maroon.
Maroon.
Yeah. Wine.
Is it
Burgundy.
velvety?
It's
Looks like
velvet.
velvet.
It's velvet. It's a
velvety.
velvet dinner jacket. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
Looks
he's got a
nice.
good stylist, unless
mean,
he's just that smart. He
Yeah.
might be.
If you have a great pair of like Japanese selvage jeans, like the waxed ones, with
Mhm.
that, you could even wear a shitty t-shirt under it. It'll look great. Because that is a structured, beautiful, lined with Bemberg velvet smoking jacket, and it's beautiful. Look at how it's tailored. Look at the sleeve, perfection.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it's great.
On his shoulders too.
Perfect. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, he's reaping the rewards. That guy, he's cleaning up on the fashion police because he looks great always.
Yep, indeed.
He's never gotten bad points, bad marks from us at all.
Never. Nope.
Has he been punched in the nose? His nose is all crooked.
He's got a funny nose. Like he might. That's a sexy thing though for girls, right? When they think a guy might have been like a pugilist or something. He boxed in college, and he's got like Tom Hardy. He's got that nose that people seem to swoon for.
Yeah, females like an imperfect feature, especially like a nose prominent feature on a man's face, because it just, especially if he's already handsome, it helps because it gives him a little more of a mysterious look, a little more masculine.
I agree. You don't want them prettier than you, right?
No. And it's trending, especially in like LA and Miami. I think more so LA, where the culture is so surrounded by your looks and what you can do, surgically to your face to fix it, is straight guys get nose jobs to have button noses now. I'm not kidding.
You mean
a button nose is like a cute little
a cute little like German
like a cute
or Dutch
little
looking
feminine
nose.
Exactly. And straight men are getting button noses.
That's not right.
I've seen it on these
they should get
plastic surgery
vaginas while they're
pages.
at it.
Honestly,
Those are
and they
available,
should
too.
wax their eyebrows too much too.
Because you have to look surprised.
That soccer player
Cristiano
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. His eyebrows, I don't think he probably doesn't mean to, but his eyebrows give that overly waxed look too. There's always been something that threw me off about his face, and it's the brows. They're too tended to. I don't know.
It
makes him look a little.
We should do the brows
flamboyant.
show. Let's do a whole episode on brows, and we'll get a ton of pictures, and most of them will be from Jersey.
They don't look bad there.
Oh, shit.
That's not.
He's gonna.
They do look overly.
No, he's got a kind of a wide, flat nose.
It also might be he's stretching his face.
He's pretty. I mean,
his veneers are too much.
His veneers are too much. Yeah.
He's got a lot of money.
He's got a prominent Adam's apple.
And that's not a great photo to show the brow thing, but in general, it almost looks like he does his brows with makeup and everything. Like almost.
He does. He does.
I'm not trying to be whatever.
He's got some Shishido.
I don't know enough
about
bag. Him personally to have any issue with anything, but.
Hey, you know what? These guys, he's on TV all the time. Anyone on TV all the time is loaded.
Yeah, look at those brows. It's too plucked.
Oh, yeah.
It's too thin. The arch is too, sassy. No.
Excuse me, madam. That's what it looks like to me. It just looks like he came out of
that's
salon.
The brows look way better there.
Yeah, but, oh, God. Yeah. I know people who are mad for him. Mad. And the double earrings? Sorry. No. I don't like jewelry on men, except for cufflinks and watches.
Well, we know how Michaela is with jewelry on men. Let's not get into it.
Yeah, I know.
You're never gonna.
It's very upsetting.
Live it down.
He's very
You're never gonna let me live it down.
What about a nose ring?
Okay. Once in a while, a man can no listen. I'm not saying
Listen.
like I'm specifically attracted to it. I'm not. But once in a while, a man that has such a pretty face and such a pretty nose, and he gets a really small little ring. Like I can admit that like he can pull it off. Okay, fair for whatever kind of look he's going for. I would never ever date a guy with a nose ring personally.
I don't know.
But
I'd
I
be
can
worried
see
he wanted
it.
to try on my knickers.
Possible. But I've seen it where I was like, okay, they can pull it off if they're going for that whatever look that is. The wear Dirk's Snickers look, whatever it is.
Not my knickers. I mean, if I was you, I would be worried that he wanted to try on my knickers.
Yeah, no.
Super chat from Benzo 499.
Benzo.
Thanks so much. A little late, but congrats on the Milgauss, Dirk. You deserve it, brother. There's another super
I don't know
chat
if I
here.
deserve it, but I love it. It's crazy, and I treat it like such. I'm so afraid of it. I'm so afraid that I'm going to hurt it.
You'll get
Just
over that.
don't look at it. Just don't look.
I like to look at
Mr.
it.
Badcast, I have no idea. Does RM sponsor Flavor Flav?
That's funny. Wouldn't that be funny if he wore like a big RM around his neck?
I think he might. I think he's changed it up a little bit, but he used to have the big wall clock, on his chest. There's Sean, member for 5 months. Thank you so much, man. Hey, good looking trio. There is style, and then there is good and classy style. Unfortunately, these days, style equals I don't care look, and then wear a 400,000 junk around the ankle. $400,000. Sorry for the rants. I guess I'm getting old.
So are we. And you're right. You know, I mean, listen, when you are Rihanna, she's a billionaire or close to it.
She is a billionaire.
Yeah,
she is. I think she's worth
so
two.
rich. So she just
I
throws.
think she's worth 1.9 billion. The last time
she's almost 2 billion.
checked. Which was
She's also very charitable. She does a lot of great stuff with her money, so it's not just superfluous, Jacob and Company diamonds and bullshit. So I'll say this: if she wants to wear that around her ankle, fine, because she does amazing things for children, for poverty-stricken island nations. She's really got a big heart. We know a story about, don't get into it, but we personally know somebody who worked with her, and she's an exceptional human being from what we've been told. So she's rich. She uses her money for charity, and every once in a while she likes to wear something absurd. So there you go.
Daniel's in the room, 499. Thanks, man. There have been plenty of pretty soccer players, David Beckham, in former years.
He's
definitely
prettier
in
now.
former years. I don't know. He's beginning to melt.
I don't know. I think he was funny. He looked like, who he looked like back in the day? Gary Barlow. When he first started, he looked like Gary Barlow from Take That. And then he became this rugged, chiseled, masculine thing. But then he's also married to Posh Spice. You would know. That's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, look at her.
This is Drew Barrymore, who's often seen it with her GMT Coke. Speaking of the vintage GMTs, she always has that Coke on. I'm going to find a photo of it
Look
now.
at that. Look what she's
But
wearing.
she showed up with this Oyster Perpetual with the date. They used to make the Oyster Perpetual with a date. Kind of became the date just.
Yeah.
And this is a solid gold one, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm
what
sure
do we think
is.
of that?
I like it. Me likey.
And she's all in the gear. She looks very cool in that gear.
I think she does look cool.
She's cool. She's cool. Come on. Her
She's
show
cool.
is sappy as fuck, but it's
she's always gonna be the person that ends up like sitting on the floor. They're so down to earth.
She has no airs about her at all. No, none.
No, but I think that not that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying. But the watch is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And she looks cool. She dressed perfectly for the part.
Doesn't she? Who's the guy she's with?
I wonder if any of the actual drivers cringe out when like celebrities or influencers wear that kind of stuff. I don't
just
think they
getting
care,
in on the vibe. It's got its own style and everything. There it is. There's her original Coke.
Yeah. Looks great on her.
Very badass watch.
That was a smaller size, right? Is that a 1675? What is that? Which model is that?
I think it's an 1160, 670 or one of those. So it might be a GMT Master. It might not be a GMT Master 2. I don't know.
Yeah, it might
Master.
be.
Yeah, GMT Master Coke. Yeah, it might be a 167 series.
Yeah. Beautiful.
They are a little smaller. They're lighter and small. They're more delicate because watches were just more delicate back then.
Right.
You know, when you get your hands on any vintage watch, you're surprised that it even survived this long. Whereas watches these days are fucking chunky, muscular things, like the one you have on your wrist right now. It's, you know, indestructible.
It's a beast.
Yeah.
I read an article about the 3131. They said that it's a tank of a movement. It's an absolute tank. It'll never stop beating unless you run it over with a tractor.
Sure. Moving on here. There we have Rihanna.
Is that her guy? Is that what he looks like? This A$AP Rocky person? I don't know I don't know what he looks like. I've heard the name 1,000 times.
That is.
Oh, he's not all tatted out and stuff. I
think
would have thought he was.
It's hard to tell. I think that's him. That picture, it's hard to tell.
Sorry, I'm going backwards here. I just have to fix
They did a music video together years ago for a song he made called Fashion Killer.
Oh, Fashion Killer.
And they
There's
were
an
all
actual
over each
shot of
other in
Zlatan.
fashion.
Now I've got a
Hands up
photo
together.
of Zlatan with the watch on. He wears it on the right as well. So weird. All
He's
those
left-handed.
Is he left?
Why else would you wear it on your right hand?
People?
Isn't that why we do it?
Lots of non-lefties wear it on the right.
They
Lots.
do. I
Oh,
wouldn't if I didn't have to, because it's hard. You have to take it off to wind it. I'm not going to do that.
Mhm.
I have to. I'm left-handed. It would be crazy to do that. I can't do it. I've tried it.
I like where he wears the watch on his wrist as well, all the way down over the hand.
That's
I'm
what
like
Paul likes. Paul thinks
Yeah.
everyone should wear it in front of the knuckle.
It makes me itchy when I see people wear a watch down their wrist, down their arm, halfway down their arm. It freaks me out.
Wow.
I can't look at it.
It's looser on my left hand.
It's very upsetting.
It's very upsetting.
Well, it looks good on him.
Gordon Ramsay, who has a lot of watches. One thing I noticed about Gordon Ramsay, he's a big bloke. Gordon Ramsay's 6'2", 6'3", and he's pretty heavily built. And even this is the Rolex Batgirl, the Batman with the Jubilee. Doesn't look huge on him. A lot of his watches look really tiny on him.
Yeah, he's got a big
Which I
wrist
think he should
because
figure out.
he should start wearing.
He should be wearing
46s.
Panerai or something.
Panerai.
You know?
Yeah, that's a move.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a nice watch. I mean, it's a classic. This isn't that interesting. It's a great watch to have, and so many people want to get their hands on it. But
Yeah.
for a dude like that, usually when you're kind of a A-list celebrity, it kind of drags you down a bit when you just wear a regular watch that you could buy at the Rolex AD, given the fact that you're a celebrity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People
You know what I mean?
expect more.
Yeah, they
People
expect more. So
I
that's
agree.
But maybe he was just gone with the colors. I don't know.
It's pedestrian for him, and that's about it. He should be wearing like something really, really, really hard to get because he's got plenty of money.
I'm sure
But maybe he
owns
loves
some-
it. Who knows? Hey,
I'm sure he owns some Daytonas or some, watches with timers, chronographs.
I need to look up his watch collection. He's been very low profile for the past couple of years. He was so kitchen nightmare, hotel nightmare, nightmare. Now, not so much.
He uses social media, believe it or
does?
not,
A lot.
quite a bit. He uses TikTok, and the kids love him.
Well, he's funny.
He is funny.
He's a hothead,
Yeah, they like watching him react to people's meals. It's funny.
I would hate that thing where you'd go to like some seaside Bristol hotel restaurant and he'd scream at these people, and they're just frumpy Brits, who put out a Sunday roast, and it's just, it's not 5, Michelin star cuisine, and he'd yell at this, he'd at Maud and Thomas, he'd yell at them, and they're just simple folk from Bristol. It's like,
The chap sitting next to Drew Barrymore was Chris Horner. It
oh,
seems.
okay, Chris Horner. I don't know who that is.
Finally
but
getting- I don't
they
know
look
who that
comfy. Does she have a boyfriend? She deserves a boyfriend. I know she's had lots of failures at love.
is. I think she's a little too much.
Is that right? Maybe.
That's the
She's
feeling.
a
I get.
lot. Is she a lot?
She's a lot. Who is this chap? Can people help me out? Is this an
That's
F1
Britney
driver?
Spears' husband, I think. That's
No fucking
Sam
way.
something. Yeah, that's the pretty boy she's been married to. Actually, she very recently got married to him. They were dating for a long time. People always said they thought he was being paid to be with her. Because obviously she's kind of, unfortunately, she's not mentally very well lately. And
What's
makes
his
it very
name?
obvious on
You got
like
a name on
Sam
this guy?
something. Sam.
Sam?
It might
Oh,
say in the
yeah.
description.
Yeah, I got it now.
But yeah, they
Well,
got
he's
married
wearing
and
a
then divorced really
Nautilus.
quick.
Interesting.
Oh, there he is.
Do you
Yeah,
think
he's wearing
Britney
a-
Spears bought it for him?
Well, there's a very good chance between freakouts. That poor woman is losing her mind, I think.
Yeah.
Or she's
I
trying
think
to
he's
tell
like
us something in code.
I know, with the color of the dial. Yeah, people were
Whoops.
prodding her for that kind of secret codes and messaging. I think he's like a very small time actor. I think that's what he does.
How do
Well-
you feel about the watch, guys?
I mean, you know,
It's not my favorite.
You're not a fan of. You guys don't like the Nautilus.
no, I'm not a fan of it at all. I don't like the Aquanaut. I don't like any of the Gerald Genta watches. I just don't like them.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't look bad on him, but it's not my favorite. I like it better than some of those Richard Milles we were looking at because it's at least a little more understated. So I personally prefer or lean towards that, but for a Patek Philippe, it's not my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, it's moon phase.
Moonface is very.
It's only
simple.
119,000 euros and 120,000 euros.
It's actually pretty cheap considering. I mean, if
That's actually pretty
5711
cheap.
is over 100 grand, this thing has a moon phase and
Yeah.
day and date. That's kind of nice. And you're talking about maybe the most iconic, if maybe second most iconic sports watch shape in history, baby. I like it. You guys just hate it, huh?
I just don't. It doesn't know whether or not it's round or square. It looks unfinished to me. I mean, the bracelet once again is beautiful. I don't know. I don't love it. If I had one, I'd sell it. I'd get a bunch of other shit.
Let's go back to the celebs to get fun. What's her name again? This actress.
Cara Delevingne or Cara.
Mm-hmm.
She was a model.
She's quite she's striking but masculine.
She's a lesbian.
Right, she has that look.
Shocking.
Not crazy about the green.
No.
She was. No. She's trying to come back, but she was kind of on like a really bad drug binge era not even that many years ago, and was publicly looked like an actual crackhead on the street. Like, it was shocking.
Well, good for
And
her.
then
She turned her life around.
Maybe she did.
She looks a
hope
little
she
like
did.
Alexandra Paul a little bit. You remember her? She was
Hmm.
on Night Watch or Night Baywatch. She had a
Mhm.
little bit of a career for a while. She's a pretty good actress. And
Yes, but that
that
green
Paris
suit
Hilton?
is so
That's
ugly.
Paris
but,
Hilton
yeah.
is back on the scene, guys.
Oh, thank
Paris.
God. We've missed her. Thank God.
You know what? She's actually quite down to earth. Every time I see her in a little interview thing on social media, I'm like, you know what? She's matured, man.
Okay, good for her. Because she
She-
used to be a horror.
Yeah, that was all a show. That was her show. That was her brand.
Yeah.
Her real voice is very different than that squeaky baby voice that she's always done.
Sure. Yeah.
She
Well,
has
from
a
all the
ki-
whiskey and cigarettes she's had,
kid.
I'm sure it is.
I know, right? It's lowered it. She has a baby, I think, too.
Oh,
now.
she has a baby. Okay.
Mhm.
Maybe that was it.
Did she
Her
have
sex
babies
tape.
herself or did she have a
Yeah, did
Well-
she have a
Surrogate.
surrogate?
That's a
Her
great
sex
question.
tape turned me off sex for a few weeks. It was so
A
unsexual.
few weeks.
what's it? What?
Her sex tape. She had a sex tape.
Just pull it up.
Oh,
Just pull it.
no,
It's just-
no,
Just joking.
no.
It was like the worst.
No.
That's the worst. I mean, I don't want to get too graphic, but man, I don't know. I was just, it was so bad. I was like, that's not good. She's really awful in bed. Let's
Kim
put it that way.
Kardashian was bad and she built an empire on it. She was bad in that.
Yeah, it was pretty crap, but this was worse.
It was pretty crap.
It was pretty crap, but no, this one's worse. It would turn you off a lot of things. I don't want to get too graphic.
I
She looks
like
like
her.
she's had a
I
lot
like
of
her
work
look
done in
here.
the eyes. Yeah.
She's a
Yeah.
good example of the kind of body type that you can still pull off the kind of leather pants, leggings
Sure.
type
They
of
look
thing.
good.
She's
tall,
long
she's
and
Really
lean.
good on
slender.
her.
She's long and lean,
Yeah.
but most women really need to know should not do that. She looks honestly so much cooler than Cara Delevingne in that green H&M monstrosity, whatever that
Yeah,
was.
that was
thing.
pretty. That's
She looked
horrible.
kind of like a boxer, like, you know, in their little outfits and little matching
That's
satin,
true. That's true. That's true. The boxers, yeah, when they have a thing
little
on.
satin matching
Yeah.
shorts and little
Right.
jackets. So cute.
Yeah, she's on her
That's
way to
not-
the Emerald City.
What about these gloves? How do we feel about that?
I mean, it's just
No watch.
I'm tough. I'm metal. I'm a biker chick. I'm tough.
it's
Something
yeah,
Shania Twain
kind
would
of
do.
it's kind of silly on her because
It's silly. Yeah, it's just it's role play. It's cosplay.
I also really hate that cutout, like right underneath the collar.
Oh,
I don't know
oh,
why.
yeah.
I really hate asymmetrical cutouts unless it's done so specifically.
Me too.
Good, thank you.
I always
Like,
hated that when it was in. Who was Izzy Miyake? Used to do that a lot with his perforated fabrics with the slits, and I never understood it. It was
found
so
it
big
so
for a
bad.
minute. Yeah, I
Yeah.
never liked it.
It looks
Never liked
it looks cheap to me.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, a piece of your shirt's missing. No, I'm joking.
It looks like it's ripped or something. Now we have a scruffy pair. Heidi Klum. She did a bit of boob situation going on here, which is
No,
okay.
no, she didn't do
She
a
did.
bit. She had them
Did a-
out. She had them
She had
full
them out.
out.
yeah.
Unnecessary.
There's video
That's a bit
here
much for
somewhere.
her
Where is
age,
it?
honestly. That's a bit much
unnecessary.
for anyone's age, but
I mean, she's barely wearing anything on the lower half either. I mean,
can't wait till we look at Brad Pitt because he looks like the Lorax in his little fuzzy
The
sweater
Lorax.
thing.
I
You'll
mean,
see.
her look is a bit. She can still pull it off though. What age is she now? 50.
Yeah, but keep in mind this is a
She's-
filtered photo.
Look at that
That's a
photograph.
photo
That
she
doesn't even
took.
look like her at all.
That one there?
Yeah, is that Jason Momoa?
The selfie in
No,
the
it
mirror.
look. He's very Jason Momoa look though. He's gone straight for it.
Yeah,
I mean, everything. The top.
everything. The top, yeah, the whole look, the jewelry. Yeah.
She likes a nice grizzly bear.
Well, she was
dude.
married to Seal, wasn't she?
That's right. Well, she's gone for this stuff. I mean, listen, the red-blooded male in me, I like it. I know.
Well,
it's
sure.
I know
But
it's.
she
a little,
looks like a Vegas hooker.
Yeah,
She
it's
looks like a
trash
Vegas
for the
hooker.
event. It's trash. She should, but
Yeah.
it's Vegas. Once again, it's Vegas.
Yeah, she
So-
did the Vegas hooker look.
Yeah,
But maybe
Yeah.
maybe leave that level of sluttiness to the younger women.
yeah. She just looks like she's just came from
Because
an
at that
alcohol.
age, it's really sexy to like if you have your body together and you're looking good, to be more subtle about it. And then people are like double taking, like, damn, she still looks so good. As opposed to your entire boobs are out. Like people can't even formulate like a real thought about the look. It's just boobs and fishnets.
Yeah,
It's very tacky. It's tacky, whatever.
I forgive her. Okay, let's move on. To
I mean,
Brad.
it's okay. It's okay.
Oh,
Yes.
What's going on with Brad?
looks like
What
the
is he
Lord.
wearing?
So that fuzzy brown sweater thing. Do you
Oh,
know what I'm
dear
talking
Lord.
about when I said the Lorax? Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
of
talking
course.
about? Okay.
Yeah.
Not cute. Also, again,
No.
he's 50. This is what I'm talking about.
He's
This is too
60.
slutty.
He's
What?
60.
Okay. This is too
He's like
slutty for his
62.
age. No. That's too
I
much
mean-
layering of yellow under brown under
He's
yellow.
trying to be too hip. He's trying to be too hip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's wearing
I
the
don't
like
like the
2000s jeans too.
Oh yeah, he is. Look at that.
I'm just
Yeah.
looking to see if
He
was
needs a
wearing
belt. He
or a
needs a belt
watch.
to put that. If he's gonna wear this, he needs a belt to lock it in because it just looks. The juxtaposition of the jeans and the hair shirt just look weird. I don't know, Brad.
I hate the hair
You've
shirt.
disappointed us.
It's gross.
He always has great hair, though. His fucking hair is always
He does.
perfectly kind of a little bit messy in the most stylish way. You know?
Yeah.
I was just looking up to see if he had any particular watch on. Okay, so now we're down to David Beckham, who, look, he's beginning to melt, guys.
He had plastic surgery. He's got Botox, he's got fillers, he's got Juvederm. I think he's had an upper and lower blepharoplasty, which is what they do is once the skin here gets a little heavy, you get rid of the bag and they lift the skin up so you're completely clean again. So they get rid of these natural things that we all get, and I'd love to get rid of them myself. And then if your lids get heavy, they pull them up. If you notice, he's starting to look very kind of almost like robotic. That's what a blepharoplasty does. He had a full upper and lower blepharoplasty. It's classic. Blepharoplasty. Jesus. And his cheeks are filled with Juvederm. He's starting to look like a Vegas act, like Siegfried and Roy.
Yes,
and I think maybe that dye job is a bit.
The dye job's too bad. Remember how cute his hair used to be with the blonde streaks and the streaks and tips? He used to look great. This is just the two of them. Yuck. Yeah.
What age is David Beckham? I'm curious.
He's like 49.
He's 48.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, he's not.
I was expecting 58.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he definitely does not look great.
Too soon. He has a great bone structure. He's got a great face. He would have aged so well, but he went for that shit. What's going on?
I know.
This photo is freaky as well because that looks like two different species. You know, I know Shaquille O'Neal's a big lad, but like, is David Beckham short?
I hate the double-breasted white jacket too, like over whatever zip-up sweater. Is that a dress shirt under it, or I don't know? It doesn't look good. Yeah. It looks like he's wearing a chef's jacket.
He's probably wearing Tudor as well because he's one of their ambassadors. No, it looks so weird. Very odd. Not as bad there, I guess. I don't know if I hate the shirt. Is there something particularly
I wouldn't wear I'm not a man, but I wouldn't style a man in a double-breasted jacket without.
Do you style your man, Michaela? Like,
no.
Are you the commander? No, because I know Eric's got some high taste. He's a tasteful guy. He's got a lot of class, a lot of style. But it did pop into my head, like, are you one of those women who's like, no, you're wearing this?
No. Actually, it overwhelms me sometimes the amount of knowledge he has about men's sartorial classic style. It's actually where I've learned most of, because I was always interested in style, but not necessarily men's style. But he introduced me to the world of it, and I just, of course, I had a little knowledge, but goodness, it's just. No, that's one of his passions.
Oh, so we have him to thank.
Should see his closet. His closet is so sickening. Just
wow.
It's meticulous. It's perfect. And then every so often, he just goes through it and gets rid of some of the most just amazing, like Gives and Hawks suit, or just like he's like, this doesn't fit right. This shoulder's slightly wrong. Like, oh my gosh, it's crazy.
What do you guys think of these zip downs like this kind of simple top with the very obvious zip?
I mean, it's men's casual wear. I mean, certainly you have one or two of those kicking around, right?
It looks better than a sweatshirt by far.
I have 3 of those and I love them. And I wear them all the time. Crushed velvet or just a black knit. They come in so many styles. I love these jackets. I love all the ones I have. I wear them every day.
I have to say, his Batman looks pretty blingy right there.
Look at that bracelet. It's just so sexy.
Yeah. Or his Batgirl, really, is what it's called. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Is that his daughter? Must be one of his daughters. Yeah, he's always bringing his kids around and trying out the driving. Donny Osmond was there. Check it out.
Donny Osmond.
That looks like him right there, doesn't it?
It is Donny Osmond.
Yeah.
Is that with who? Is that the bunch of? It's with a bunch of Osmonds. They all look like Osmonds. That's a group.
There's some funny noses going on there.
They're funny. They have big teeth and funny noses.
And it's the
we're back to Mr. Fucking Dapper again. There's a great one with his 62, 63, which looks like it's on a vintage bracelet, leather strap as well, which is even cooler. Unless that's a Carrera of some sort. I don't think so. No, this is the same event, so it's definitely his Daytona. Perfect. I could do my hair like that. I just have to cut it. My hair would look exactly like that if I just.
Yeah, you have a similar hairline too.
Yeah, I could ask a stylist to do exactly that.
So next week.
We'll even has the gray pushing out kind of in the same exact spot as me. That's funny. Okay, I'll take it. Where are we going? I guess that's it. I don't know if anyone else is that interesting at this event.
I mean, he looks like a stuffed animal. I don't know if that's it. Like I still have all my childhood stuffed animals, and they're all dressed. I have them. They're all wearing outfits.
Tom Ford or
Bieber showed up at this thing as well.
I think these are the after party photos. Yeah.
This guy is so weird. First of all, he doesn't have the shoulders for a jacket like that. That jacket's too big. His shoulders are not reaching to the end of the shoulder. It's 3 sizes too big for him.
I never had the Bieber fever.
How could you? You're a woman of taste and style. Why would you? It would never happen to you.
You know, also his face reminds me so much of my older brother's face, so I think that's probably partially it as well. Just literally so much. But yeah, Justin Bieber, as much as I can tell he is a natural talent, I just don't personally never jived with his direction, and his style sucks so bad. And usually his wife, who's obviously a model, next to him, and she's looking like dressed to the nines, and this would be like the absolute best you could expect him to dress ever.
Is he wearing Crocs? What the hell are they on his feet?
It's the evolution of Crocs.
And is that Sacha Baron Cohen down at the bottom there with the headphones on? It looks exactly like him. Sorry. Tangent. Why is he wearing everything 4 or 5 sizes
Because he's
too
street.
big?
He hip hop. He's street.
Because that's street. Okay.
I'm street, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's like a little underneath.
I got my flag.
It's like Jesse. It's like Jesse in Breaking Bad when he's just wearing the oversized stuff, especially earlier. Because he's hard, obviously. Not cute.
Got it. Good face though. God bless him.
Oh yeah, he's a very talented guy. He just chooses to make drivel. The guy can sing, and the guy I've seen him play drums. He's adequate. He's not bad. He's got talent, but today's music doesn't require that. If you see what's going on in fashion and music and movies, there's so much. And in 5 years from now, AI is going to pick out your wardrobe before you walk out of the house. You're not even going to think about what you're wearing. You're just going to type in, "What am I wearing today, Siri?" And she's going to go, poof, you're going to be wearing it. So that's what music is now. Everybody's cheating with AI. Personal style comes from here and from here. It's a shame.
That's true.
People first, I always said when you watch those home decorating shows, it's because I have a lot of money and they go, I need somebody. They hire a designer. Of course you would hire a designer when you don't know, but how many people don't even know what they like, which scares me. How do you not know what you like? Don't you like stuff? That's like somebody saying,
that's most men. If you're talking about style, that's most men. That's why I asked Michaela about her situation, because most men don't know what to wear, what to put on for any, and their wife is the director of the show completely. They're like, no,
a lot of the time
you're not wearing that fucking Rush t-shirt again today. You're wearing a fucking shirt because we're going to see my parents because it's Thanksgiving. You're not wearing Metallica t-shirt or whatever. Take that fucking baseball cap off your fucking head. It's been on your head for 6 days straight.
Yeah.
Most men, they're just they.
That's
especially
true, but also,
straight men.
And also, it's a great opportunity to call out the men whose wives are begging them to just put on something decent once in a while, and you're refusing to. And you're
Yeah.
refusing to. And I know so many men like this. They're so personally insulted by the idea of having to look better. They're like, how dare you? How dare you request this? I'm not going. They just don't be that guy.
They
Don't
want,
be that guy.
but I think a lot
I
of them feel
promise you when you look
uncomfortable.
good, well, I promise you when you look good, you're gonna feel better. That's why, I mean, the attitude a man has when he wears a nice suit, he's standing up straighter. Unless, you know, like not a court suit or something, but even though those can make a difference, you know. But
Sure.
it changes your attitude. It
Mhm.
changes your confidence. There's a lot. Yeah, I mean, being comfortable. There are plenty of clothes that look good and are comfortable. People are really quick to wave that idea away, but especially if things fit you right.
I also have to mention Lewis Hamilton. The guys are asking me because clearly he's got to be represented. He actually is in one of those photos I had up before. Where the hell is it gone? And am I sharing it or not? Oh, man. So why are we... I don't know. I guess the guys want to see what Lewis Hamilton is wearing. He's wearing an IWC Big Pilot chronograph. Pretty
Oh,
cool.
that's a unique piece to wear. It's like to see
Yes.
somebody, you know, mixing it up a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, IWC is badass.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it looks good.
I like that. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, that's a beautiful watch. You know, yes, it's beautiful. It's legible. You know what I can do? I can tell the time.
Well, it's a big pilot, and the whole idea is that the pilot's, you know, supposed to be able to glance down at his watch and tell the time immediately, even if he has goggles on, or you know, if he's one of those old wartime pilots or something like that. The whole pilot watch 5. Here, I found a photo finally. Slap it over there. Looks like he's got it on right there. Although that photo looks kind of like AI-ish. Oh, for fuck's sake. I hate these websites. Anything to do with style or fashion. This is
so
garbage
annoying.
websites. They're just garbage.
I was going through
Right.
that yesterday, looking through these pictures, and I almost just chucked my computer. People are saying that he's an ambassador for them. He's one of their biggest ambassadors for IWC.
Oh, he is? You see, you think I'd know that. You can tell I don't give a flying fuck about F1. Right? That's what the problem is. Not following it enough. Looks great though. It's a great watch. Very cool. Good style.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. I think that's the end of our show, guys. If you like what you see with Michaela, you like her style and so on, you
do.
And you do. You should sub. I forgot to do this last week, Michaela. Sorry. There is Michaela's channel, Michaela de Chatillon. Go over there and sub. She talks about decorum and style and class. And what were your recent videos? You had some, you just put out a couple of videos in the past week, didn't you? Or was it one?
Last week. Yeah, no, I was talking about the art of being direct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The art of being direct.
There you are.
Isn't it something we should all strive to be? People are afraid to be
it's
direct.
important to be direct, but it's also important to know, to think about what do you really want to accomplish, because if you are not, what's the word, diplomatic about it, it might be counterproductive to what you
Sure.
truly want. Sometimes you just are undoubtedly right, but language is interesting. It's interesting to study how people are affected by the way you string your words together.
I hate
and
it
your
when
tone.
I hate the California no. You ever hear about that? The California no. When people don't know how to say no in California, they just kind of go, "Oh well, yeah." You know, they have a problem with saying I didn't like that, or let's not do that, or no, go away. They just have they say yes in different tones. There's the real yes, and then there's the fake yes. And you suggest something, or you want to, did you enjoy the show? And they go, oh my God, I loved it. And because they don't want to say, no, I didn't like it. So you don't know whether you're getting a real yes or what you're getting.
People are very passive and passive aggressive. So it makes sense that they would also feel uncomfortable to say no. And then they'd also, even though they don't seem upset, they're going to be upset at you later for not being able to telepathically understand what they were trying to underlying like communicate when they didn't say no to you. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Cool. I'm gonna watch that video later.
Me too.
Let's do one last wristwatch check for
I've
the
switched out.
gang. Seeing as this watch popped up a bunch this evening, I may as well show it again. I love the black dial. And once again, mine is slimmer than the current iterations. I need to make a detailed video on that exact thing. That's why I love this watch. You switched it up, did you? You changed?
I did. I felt bad for the lady, so I put Speedy back on for a little bit of wrist time because there's some jealousy happening right now. I don't
I
like
heard
to
her
play
crying.
favorites. I know. Never do.
Nice. Love that bracelet on that.
Me
Man.
too.
It's amazing.
The bracelet is unbelievable.
Let's see that Seiko again, Michaela.
Yeah.
You're just loving it. It is massive, though, isn't it? It's cool. It's not
It
like
looks
it's
Smaller
so
than my other.
sexy
It's
on
smaller
you.
than my other watches. It's 39, I think.
Is it?
38. Yeah, my others are 42. So it's smaller. It's just the way that it's done. It's a little less smooth than I go for, but
It's such a
Yeah, I do
statement
like
on
it.
your wrist.
thank you.
Big
I
statement.
think that's a compliment.
It is.
Thank
looks
you.
beautiful.
Anyway,
In a
either
good way. In a good way.
Thank you.
Tim Wright, super sticker with $2. Thank you, Tim. Everybody upvotes and subscribe to the Watch Fashion Police. Next week, I don't know what we'll be talking about. We'll figure it out by the weekend. That was good. That was interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun to see the kind of juxtaposition of folks that show up at an event like that. I wouldn't know. I know that in Monaco it's Euro trash and faux royalty, like the bullshit countries that, like, doesn't Spain still have a king technically?
Mm-hmm.
Sweden still has a king and queen, but like not really.
Usually has a king, but he's in exile.
Yeah, and England
He's not
has a
allowed in
king,
the country.
but not really.
Dilip, ready? Can we pitch in so Oisin can get himself YouTube Premium? I don't want it, Dilip. I need to see the commercials that come up on my own stuff. If I apply that stuff, I won't know what's going on. See, unless I set up 2 different computers, which is a big fucking mess. So people say that
Really
all
quick,
the time.
thank you to everyone for saying the nice compliments. I saw a few come in about my hair. That's very kind of you all. Thank you. Just want to make sure you know that I'm grateful.
And remember, gentlemen, always be a gentleman and never let a woman fish for a compliment. Always do it first. And we're not trying to get in their pants.
I certainly wouldn't have noticed. I mean, unconsciously I would have noticed it, but yeah, I guess that's why we have gay men in the room.
That's because like they're looking at boobs, legs, arse, man, woman, boobs, arse, legs. I'm look at that cute pixie cut. Wow, it really makes your eyes pop.
I can't look at the screen. Michaela's too good looking. I can't look at the screen. It's very distracting. I'm trying to run a show here, guys.
She's a beautiful lady, that's for sure.
Bob Sacamano is asking about eye bashers on Wednesday. Yes, we will be doing eye bashers on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to start with my solo show today, but I had so many things going on. It's going to happen tomorrow at 6 p.m.
So that's midnight in Europe, 11 p.m. UK.
Yeah, so it's
3 p.m.
Yeah. That's on the Eyebashers channel?
Tomorrow, because I'm going to do it. Oisin and I are going to do it on Wednesdays, and I'm going to do it Monday through Friday. And tomorrow's episode is going to be about firsts. Your first what? Your first kiss, your first job, the first time you played guitar, you got on stage.
I'm jealous.
I'm gonna
come
pop
in
in
and say your first time.
Michaela, you should do the show with him. He's doing it solo. You should
come on, please be my guest.
Oh, wait,
I'm super jealous.
It's the timing though, right? The timing.
It's 3 p.m.
Yeah.
3 p.m. for you.
This was a.
That's when it starts.
That's when it starts. 3 p.m. for you because he's starting 6 p.m. New York.
Yeah, because I don't want to step on anybody's. We got Timmy going on, and anybody before anybody. We found a 1 hour slot. It's like kind of unoccupied, and to make that happen, because we need to make Eyebashers a little bit bigger. Oisin and I are going to do our big Wednesday show like we always do, but we're going to keep it going. And also shorts. I was looking about how to make shorts today, and I know you know how to do that. Like And I was goofing around with AI today because I was talking to my friend JS, who played drums with my band for a while, and he's my solo drummer. And
Yeah.
he's an AI machine, that guy.
AI is amazing, but for now, just start doing the shows, regularly. Start there.
Yeah.
And then you can
Start
dip
there.
into AI and everything else later.
I'm
You can
talking
even
AI for
you can even
thumbnails,
have you can even have AI translate eye bashers into various different languages. Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Crazy.
I'm super jealous. I think Michaela's doing it with eye bashers with you tomorrow.
Come on in.
We'll see. We'll see.
No, I'll let you guys do it because
if
I'll
that
do
ever
Wednesday.
happens, so yeah, we'll talk about it. But I actually could probably make that work sometime. So if you ever wanted me,
so now it's just going to be 6 to 7. That's going to be 1 hour. It's
Yeah.
going to be a short. The big long-winded where we go off on a million tangents will be the usual one.
Yeah.
The classic eye bashers. And then
Thank you,
this is just going
Rufus.
to be, little the world according to Dirk and then Michaela, if you show up, and we could talk about firsts. Anything that happens first. The first time you got your first job. First time I ever got on stage, First time I ever played on stage was for like 5,000 people at a concert. I'll talk about it tomorrow. My first professional gig ever was like a big show. We opened for a big band.
My first gig ever was in the back room of my parents' house on a step in front of a bunch of French students.
Wow.
Exchange students. Yeah, totally different. Not a large crowd. Anyway.
Well, hey,
So, yeah, Carlin's in the
at least yours went up from there.
Daily dose of bashing.
Yeah.
Yes. And then there are some other comments I shouldn't be reading out. Okay. Well, listen, fucking great. I'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place.
Yeah.
Guys, look out for Dirk's solo show tomorrow. Maybe featuring Michaela or someone else, but might pop in. Not featuring me. I'll be on Eye Bashers on Wednesday. And another
which is now called
the name
Classic
of the show?
Bashers.
Classic Bashers. Okay. We have to differentiate.
Yeah.
Another Watch Fashion Police show is in the can, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
we'll
you
see you all
so much
next
everybody.
week.